from the Dignity Health Studios of the Bakersfield, California, it's time to open up with real people, real talk about real stuff. And now, a special welcome to our friends throughout California, across the nation, and around the world to this week's edition of Open Up.
Welcome, everyone. This is Open Up. I'm Tina Miller.
And I'm Don Clark.
Yes, and we have a fabulous show today. I'm so excited. We have a man who's a businessman and has his hand in so many ventures. So we are going to hear all about that, Don.
And then last week, you remember, we had a young man who had come through a whole, a functioning alcoholic from the time he was 13 years old. We have another young man who's come through a similar struggle and come out the other side. And these are such encouraging stories because so many of our young people are facing, problems with drugs and addictions and coming out in a positive way on the other side. And he's going to share how he's done it. In fact, he's written a book about it. So we're going to hear from him.
Yes, Don, exciting. And we want to thank our dear friends over at Nature's Fruit Market and Juice Bar for this delicious Alibaba. And
this is health in a glass, I'll tell you.
Yes, it is, Don. And just this past Sunday, we participated in the grand opening of the new store, the location at 2008th Street, right across from the Fox Theater.
Right across from the Fox, the old Henley's building. They've
Yes.
just transformed it. It's beautiful.
Yes.
They are so committed to your health. You'll find not just good products and wonderful juices. You'll find a lot of tremendous advice there for your health. So it's a place to start making a regular stop at. I sure do.
Yeah. Oh, so do I, Don. And Denise Haddock is not with us today, but she sent along these lovely flowers arrangement. So
Such a creative lady.
yes, thank you, Denise. Okay, Don, are we ready to talk?
Well, we've got an extraordinary businessman here. He's kind of like Santa Claus. He's just doing and loves to wear his golf hat everywhere he goes. And we're talking about Phil Rudnick. And Phil, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We're glad to have your wife with you.
Don and
bet.
Tina.
Welcome.
Phil, you're just a man with your fingers in many pies here in this city. I think probably people don't even realize how many things you're involved in, and so let's just start. And one of the things that this city really relies on is the airport bus.
Yes.
Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. So tell us about what's available to us now, getting us down to the airport in L.A. and getting us
Yes.
out of California and off to other
Well,
places.
let me first tell you why I'm even in that bus business,
Okay.
Don and Tina.
Yes.
I came back from a Thanksgiving vacation with our daughter in Boise, and I realized from the reading of the newspaper that there was a company that had started the bus service, lasted 6 days, and went out of business. And as I checked around and kept reading the paper, I never found anyone who had the willingness to start the company again. And since we own a large complex in the Southwest over at 201 Newstein Road, I had some space there, and I thought, well, that might be a good place to locate it. And we started that on December 19th of 2013.
Okay, last
Last
year.
year.
Yes. And although I realized that was an important service for our community, I didn't really realize how much many people depended on it.
Yeah.
And
You bet.
we've learned that since then, and we've been very gratified with the support that we've received. And I want to tell you about a couple of things that we did
Yes.
when we started this. First of all, I had no idea what our ridership would be,
Okay.
but there was one thing that I always wanted to do, and I've talked to many other people, and they've always felt that they would like to do something for our active military.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, most of us are not in a position to do very much. And so one of the things that we started at the very beginning, before we even knew we had a paid rider, was we provided free complimentary transportation for all active military.
Good for you, Phil.
Excellent.
And that was so well received, especially around Christmas time.
And Phil, we're looking at a picture right now of a young active duty person who's getting a free ride.
Oh, yeah. She was very, very appreciative and very professional. And I didn't ask her to stand at attention, but I said, I'm going to take your picture and I may be using it. And she said, have at it. And she just stood at attention, and that's the picture we took.
Thank you for sharing it.
Wonderful. What else is in Phil Rednick's life?
Well, I don't want to get away from that yet.
Sure.
So where do you pick up the bus now? You used to do it downtown.
Right. There were several places. In fact, I have kind of a long history with this service. I used to be a landlord of one of the original parties that started it,
Okay.
like 30 years ago. But actually, we started over at 201 New Stein Road, which is in Stockdale, just south of Stockdale Highway.
Okay.
In our complex, one of our tenants is the San Joaquin Valley College. And so we locate this on the north side of that complex. We've got the permits to make it into a transit facility. And so we run 4 departures a day, starting at 3 in the morning. And we come back from L.A. 4 times. The last one from Los Angeles is 11 at night. So that people don't have to stay overnight in the airport.
What's the fee now to ride the bus? What's a round tripper?
You know, what we do is this. We provide 2 fee structures, one of which is a round trip, and if you make a round trip, it's only $89. If you go one way, it's only $49. And most of the people tell me that aside from the fuel and the parking and all that, just not having to drive that Los Angeles traffic is worth the price. One of the things that we hear quite often is that when people come back from a long trip, they're not looking to get in a car and drive over the ridge route. And they love the idea that they just put their baggage into the bus, get on the bus, lean back, and arrive in Bakersfield.
Phil, we have people watching all over the country, and so we ought to explain that Bakersfield is about 100 miles away from Los Angeles. And we do have our own airport, but we don't have the flight connections that get us all over the world out to visit your cities and your countries out there. So we have to drive over the hill about 100 miles down to L.A. and LAX and catch the flights out of there. That's why this bus service from Bakersfield is so important. Phil, the other guys couldn't make it go, but you made it go. What do you think was the secret?
Well, I'm not quite sure what their problem was. I did do a little research, and the company that had operated this service for many years said they shut it down because they couldn't get enough ridership.
Right. That's what I read in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And you've been able to boost that back up. Is that correct?
Well, we're headed in that direction. We'd like to get better, but we certainly are past the break-even point, and we're going to be there to stay. And if anybody needs to get us, you know, we're online. You can buy a ticket online through airportvaletexpress.com, or you can call our office at 661-363-5000, or you can come in the office and at our Suite 120 at 201 New Stein Road and pay cash or credit.
Wow.
So we've tried to make it convenient for everybody.
And that's the location is just east of the post office there in Stockdale.
Yes, it is, right behind the parking lot there.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I think we all know that. So airportvaletexpress.com, that'll get you there?
That'll get you to us, and we'll get you to the airport, and we'll get you back.
And in a comfortable way, huh? Isn't it?
Yes, and you know, one of the things that
Oh, there it is. So we've actually got it there. On screen, Airport Valet Express, and there it is, airportvaletexpress.com. Phone number right there. So here's a wonderful way, a comfortable way, a relaxing way to get down to the airport when you're on your way down there. Avoid the drive, avoid all the parking, avoid all the hassle.
and also save a lot of money. Unfortunately, the airlines don't have competitive rates out of Bakersfield. I wish they did.
Right, yeah.
And so people save hundreds of dollars going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, that would put you out of business, Phil.
that would be okay with me. I have to tell you, if we could improve the air service on a competitive basis, I think the community would support that.
Good for you.
They haven't done it, and until they do, we're going to try to fill the gap. One of the things that I want to mention to you
Yes.
is that we had several requests from people that go to the cruise ports.
Okay.
And that has been a problem for them. And so we've inaugurated service where we actually take people to the cruise ports, both to San Pedro and Long Beach, and pick them up. And one of the benefits that has come from that is that the people that catch a ship in Los Angeles end up going through the Panama Canal and on the East Coast. They fly back to LAX. We pick them up at LAX. So they don't have to worry about where their car is or how to get back to the cruise port. It's very convenient. And we have a lady, very experienced travel agent,
Okay.
Dana Soria, and she is our liaison with all the travel agencies, and she is building that business for us.
And she can be contacted through your office?
Yes, she can. You bet.
Okay. Chris, are we close? Okay. We're going to a break, but when we come back, beautiful silver, I'm wearing one, and much, much more with Phil Rudnick when we return. Thank you.